and let's roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, let's roll out.
Let's get it popping. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This here is Food, Fitness, and Fun. And I'm here with a swell guy. And that guy's name is...
Sensei Dre. Sensei of fitness, sensei of a whole bunch of other things you ain't never heard of.
Never even heard of it. You know what I'm saying? And I am JD, a.k.a. He Who Pods. And I ain't got no other fly shit to say today. Let's get into it. Dre's got food, so let's hit our sponsored by. Take it away, Dre.
All right. This sponsored by, obviously, I wish it was a real sponsored by, but I think it's going to be shocking to you.
All right.
So, as we know, this is now, February is ending. We're moving close into March. And that means it is St. Patty's.
Okay.
And it's time for that Shamrock Shake.
Oh, my God. You like that
Yo,
shit?
I saw this shit. It was like, I gotta get this
For the pod?
just so we can talk about it.
That's why I love you, son.
Now, here's the thing that's crazy. Oreo was like, wait a second, how can we get a piece of that?
Oh, yeah, that's
And
the
now
contract with McDonald's for years now.
Yeah. So that was the Oreo Shamrock.
Yeah, it's been that for years. Uh-oh. Broken glass everywhere. If it ain't about the money, Puff, I just don't care.
But,
See what happens when you bring a shake to the pod? Look at you.
Yo, I'm laughing too much.
It's the best ever.
And I got this, like...
You're lucky to say the live podcast. They've been wilding on the chat.
But yeah, son, you remember the Shamrock Shake? It is wild. So first of all, the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's like McDonald's is just the marketing master.
Absolutely.
And they've been doing this shit since I was a kid, since the 70s or 80s or whatever.
They had a Shamrock Shake in the 80s?
I want to say yes when it started.
Wow, that's mad long ago. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but we could do the research on to make sure I'm
we could talk about it next time. Yeah.
But I believe it started in the 80s, you know what I mean? And the fact that I saw it, I was like, these cats would put Oreos into it and everything else. Now, this right here is a medium.
It's a big-ass medium.
And this is probably about 500 calories. If you get the large, it's about 800 calories.
Right.
I was going to get the large to play around, but I'm like, nah, that 800 calories.
Right, because you be on that calorie counter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, wilding right now. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing. Reason I wanted to mention it. Because, yes, this is a lot of calories. But today, I was fasting. So I haven't eaten anything all day until about 5 o'clock. Plus, I rode my bike to work, rode my bike back.
You did all of that fasted?
I did everything. I did all the bike riding. I did fasted, so I didn't have anything in the morning. So if we say that, okay, I'm burning about 2,000 calories a day just by being alive,
existing, right?
Just existing, and then another probably about 500, 600 calories bike riding. I'm like, okay, this is fine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still in a deficit, and tomorrow I'll.
But please tell me that's not the first thing going in your stomach all day.
Oh no!
I was about to say, Dre, you are wilding right now. Don't let the podcast ruin your life like that.
No, I ate a real meal, and then I'm playing around with this right now. So this is kind of like a little BS,
little fun
dessert.
Joint, right?
Yeah.
All right, so is this the first time you've had that?
In about 20 years, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe even more. Yeah.
So when they first put the Oreos, I tried it.
Okay.
And I thought it was gross. I was like, "What is this?"
I haven't tasted
drink
this yet.
Oh, all right. So we about to get the live.
So I'm about to taste it on camera.
Oh,
like,
man.
let me see.
This is a reaction video. Yeah, let me see.
All right, let's see. Mixed it up.
All right.
Kept it in the freezer just for this moment.
Love it.
Oof. It's a lot of things happening with this.
It's a lot of things happening.
First of all, mad sugar, son.
Yep.
I don't know if I better go to bed tonight.
You're going to be Bugs Bunny on the moon tonight.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely taste... You definitely taste the Oreo. That's the first thing. and then right behind that is all that shamrock,
Right.
whatever the hell that's
All that green syrupy sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but let's talk about the taste though. How you feel about the taste of it?
It's a cross between mint
Yep.
and like sugary medicine.
Yep. And that's why I didn't like it. Because when I had that shit, I was excited. I was like, oh, a green Oreo shake. All right, food coloring. Let me sit. Ugh, what the hell is this? People drink this? I only drank it because I paid for it. If not.
Now, let me say this.
Talk to me.
I could see this being much better once you add vodka. So, in the spirit of St. Patty's Day,
you gonna go add some vodka?
I'm not gonna go add any vodka.
I'm about to say,
but
that's now you really.
I can see like, okay, McDonald's creating this Irish holiday,
right?
Irish being known for a lot of drinking,
right?
People buying this and then adding their own little special something to it. And hence we have the Shamrock Shake. Okay. I feel like that's probably what's going on. That's only my hunch. I have no idea if people are doing that. But I'm going to look into it and get back to you.
You going to do the market research?
I'm going to do the market research. I'm going to see what's going on in the streets.
In the streets. You know what I'm saying? Hot in the streets right now. Let me sip of water real quick.
Shamrock. Yeah, I'm going to need some water too. I should have brought it closer.
Yep. After that Shamrock, you're going to need about a gallon of water.
Right.
800 sugary calories. Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's funny too? I don't even, he's about to go on another bike ride. That's mad funny. Yeah, you know what's interesting is, I'll be honest, if you watch this podcast, I come up here all the time and say I'm the ice cream king and I'm addicted to sugar. But for some reason, that just didn't do it for me. I was like, this is gross. I don't ever want to have this again. In fact, recently I was in there getting a frap because everything by my job was closed. I was like, I'm going to get a Oreo frap. Fuck it.
Right.
And I went in there, I saw all the big ads and was like, oh, this whack shit is back again? Y'all doing this whack shit again, McDonald's?
That's how you know St. Patty's is coming.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? What holiday they bring the McRib?
Oh,
because I know niggas love the McRib, man.
The McRib is kind of like a ghost. It's not really a holiday. It just comes out of nowhere.
When they feel like it type of shit?
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere. Just like,
because every time, I don't eat meat, but every time I see the ads, it's always like back for a limited time only.
And they'll be like,
and I'm like, all right. And they even joked about the McRib on Boondocks.
Oh yeah.
So I know the McRib is a nigga favorite.
The McRib. I don't know if people really go crazy about the McRib. I think it's more of McDonald's going crazy about the McRib.
I mean, they got such a huge fan base. I don't think they got
they do.
Much. Yeah,
they do. All they need to do right now, if people aren't into it, is get some kind of rapper or something.
That's it.
Put their
light
name
work.
on it.
One of the many many black entertainers they've worked with in the past.
And just McRib it up.
McRib it up. You know what I'm saying? That's it. All right, let's move on to our first topic, our real topic. Well, that was actually not a bad topic, but let's move forward to our fitness topic of the day. And so, as you pointed out, it's the end of February. We are rolling into March very fast, and we never spoke about our goals. And I think at this point, you get to see who's really focused on their goals and who's not. A lot of times in the beginning of the year, people are gung-ho as December ends, as January begins. This is the year. This is my year. I'm going to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. And then February ends and you're like, hey man, how's your goals going? How's it going? And they're like, I threw all that away. Let's go get a McRib. You know what I'm saying?
And a Shamrock Shake.
I'm about to say, or Shamrock Shake. You know what I mean? That's why I love you, son. You know
both.
Or both. You're right. Then have the itis and take a nap while I watch The Bear.
Not gonna say nothing about it.
That was a shout out to what happened a few minutes ago in real life. Dash, if you're watching this, you know what it is. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like a lot of times by the time we get into like the end of the first quarter, people are less focused on their goals that they started the year with And then this funny thing happens like in May. People are like, I gotta get my summer body together. Man, I gotta get my summer body together. Even though summer is in like fucking 5 weeks at that point. But we like to come up here and talk about our goals. And also, I feel like if you're watching this and you haven't started working on your goals, now is a good time to start because it gives you a solid 3.5 months before summer starts or whatever, 3 months, however you want to do it. But it didn't even March yet. So you got at least 3 months to get your life, as they used to say. You know what I'm saying? You used to say that in the hood. Yo, get your life. Get your life. You know what I'm saying? So you could get your life. So let's start with Dre. What are your goals for 2024? Fitness goals, obviously.
Yeah, before I lay mine out, I want to address some of the stuff that you said because man, that was
go for
beautifully
it,
put. You know,
Thank
I
you.
really honestly love this time of year because this is where the gym starts to get freed up. You know, we
Yes.
know January crazy crowded,
Super
maybe a
packed.
little bit of February crazy crowded. But once that end of February, March starts coming
It's
along,
over.
it get clears
It
up,
gets
and I'm
empty.
like, I like this.
Yep.
But the other side of the coin is actually I don't like it because I know it's people who are giving up, and you know, we have this podcast to try to maybe like get people inspired and get them back on track.
That's true.
And so what I want to say before I even say what my goals are is if you feel like that's you, that we kind of, you know, hit it on the head with you, it's okay. You know what I mean? Just get back.
Right.
Get back on the horse. Just get back on the horse. Don't worry about what you didn't do. Don't try to catch up. That's where a lot of people mess up. You try to, oh, I'm gonna go every day. I'm gonna do no. Just get back to whatever routine you had.
Right.
So, with that being said, my goals for 2024. I think I did a pretty good job with putting on muscle. So I've packed on a lot of muscle. So my goal for this year is to not lose my muscle. So I'm still going to do strength training, but I want to do a lot more cardio and really start to define or get the fat down for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
so that means cardio, as I just said, and then I'm going to, as I told you today, be doing a lot more fasting. So I'll probably do, you know, every other day type fasting, which really seems to work for me.
I'm about to say, explain to the
Yeah.
audience. What does that
So
mean?
what that is going to look like is the days that I go to the gym, I'm going to eat normally. That means like tons of protein, nice hearty breakfast, nice hearty lunch, and a great dinner. You know, that's my workout days. The days that I don't go to the gym is what I consider to be active recovery. So the days I don't go to the gym, I'll be my cardio days. That's either me getting on the bike or just even going to the gym, but only doing cardio, right? On those days, I'll be doing what's known as fasted cardio. That means I'm not going to eat anything that day, yet still do cardio, but I'll probably have something later on throughout the day. So when the sun goes down, then I'll have something to eat. So it probably be like what we used to do, like the one meal. But rather than being one meal a day, it'll be more like one meal every other day. I'm gonna give that a try. So yeah, that's my goal, and that's how
and break it down for us. How many days a week are you planning to go do the weights, do strength training, and how many days a week are you planning to not do strength training, or is there not a plan?
So no, it is a plan. So I'm actually doing it with the way my job is set up. So there's days where I have to go teach really early. And so let's say like I have to be there from like noon to 4. On those days from noon to 4, those will be my fasting days. So I'm just like in the school teaching, doing my thing. On the alternative days, I'm not in those schools. I'm doing for those of you who don't know, I do coaching. I coach other teaching artists how to be better teaching artists. And so on my coaching days, those will be the days that I'll hit the gym. Because on the coaching days, I don't really have to go see someone till really later on in the day. Think about like after school hours, right? So that's the way I'm going to do. So I'm going to alternate with my schedule. And for those of you who are listening, I think that's something that people need to do. You need to look at your schedule and say, okay, what fits with my schedule? You see what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I did, is just incorporate it in. It shouldn't be something really forced. It should be something like kind of easy, or that fits directly like a puzzle into your schedule. So this is going to work for me because I have this alternate day sort of like schedule. So I'm going to rock this probably until June, and then I'll see where I'm at in June. So that's the way I'm going to rock it. We'll see what happens. Nice. Now, I've been doing this for about not that long. Let's say about 2 weeks to 3 weeks so far, and I already see like the difference. I could see, you know, if you have a scale, especially one of the electronic scales that also measure your BMI and all this other stuff, I see that though the weight is going up, when it breaks it down, its muscle is increasing, fat is decreasing, which is exactly what.
Oh, so you do have one of those scales.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I want.
Well, that was actually going to be one of my questions, because you said you wanted to keep the muscle but decrease the fat. So I was going to ask, how are you measuring that? So you're using the scale.
Yeah, I'm using the scale. And so in bodybuilding terms or fitness terms, it's called the recomp. And all recomp means is if I weigh 200 pounds, I don't want to lose weight per se. I want to stay at 200, but lose fat, gain muscle, stay right there. So I'm just recomping or recompositioning where the weight is distributed. Less fat, more muscle. That's where I'm at.
Sweet. Yeah. Sounds good. And you say it's been 2 weeks, so it's going well so far.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Sweet. I look forward. I can't speak for everyone, but I look forward to seeing how this experiment goes. We're always experimenting.
Yeah, you know how we do.
So that's right. So yeah, I think that one of the things I made a big mistake on in 2023 was I made a lot of schedule changes to my life. And I didn't really account for my fitness time, my gym time. I kept trying to just squeeze in, like, okay, I gotta run today, but where am I gonna run? I don't really know. I'll figure it out. Or I said, okay, I gotta go do strength training, but I'm gonna go after I pod with Dre, or I'm gonna go after this other pod, or I'll go after I drop my daughter off, or I'll go after this other thing. And not accounting for the workout, not putting it in the schedule, kind of freestyling when I was gonna go. It made it really easy for me to not go, honestly. And it made it really hard for me to stick to a plan of any kind. So I am changing that, because I have been extremely inconsistent. Even when other people like Jay, you've been really consistent, I know I'm not. Or rather, I'm not where I want to. I'm not doing things how I want to be doing things, or how I have quote unquote planned. Because even though it's a loose plan, it's like, no, I didn't schedule 8 a.m. runs every day, but I did say I'm gonna run 5 days a week, right? So maybe I ran 2 days one week, 3 days the next week, 5 days that third week, but it wasn't the 5 every week like it should have been, right? And strength training, I gotta be honest, since I started running a year and change ago, I skip strength training all the time. I went back and looked at the app that we used, that you taught me about, the Strong app. I went and looked, and my workouts are like so inconsistent when it comes to strength training, and that's terrible. So I started back last week with a new plan, as far as scheduling, right? Because I think my workouts are solid. Everybody who watches this know I was doing marathon training. I have a workout routine that I put together that Dre has seen, and he thinks it's pretty cool too. My boy Dex is a personal trainer as well, and he actually went to the gym with me and did the routine, and he was like, yo, this is a solid routine. But it don't matter if it's a solid routine if you ain't going, right? If you ain't doing it, it don't matter how good the routine is. So my plan is to go after work 5 days a week. 4 days a week after work, I'd be going to the gym. I would get off of work, eat, and go straight into the gym moments later. So I can hit the strength training fully fueled. And when my food is done digesting an hour or so later and the strength training is done, I'll immediately hop on the treadmill and run whatever that run is for the day. Now, the fifth day is going to be the opposite. That's the day I have to do my long run for my marathon training. So that day, I'm going to come home and go straight to sleep. And when I get up, I'll eat, wait an hour or so, and then go hit that long run. And the reason for that is because these long runs take a lot out of you, and it's smarter, in my opinion, to start them after getting some rest, as opposed to having been at work all night and not having eaten for hours. Because part of that is I am going back to my intermittent fasting days. So most of the time I will be doing intermittent fasting, where I only eat 4 or 5 hours a day. So that will look something like this. I will get off of work, clock out, heat up my food or purchase my food very close by. Hopefully I'm heating it up, which is also one of the plans, to cook at home more. I will heat up said food, eat said food, and hop on the train a few stops to the gym, work out for an hour or so, run for an hour or less, because I think the longest run I got to do on a treadmill is 6 miles, so about an hour there. So after about 2 hours and change, I'll leave and head home. And around hour number 3, 4, 5, when I get home, probably hour 4 or 5, at that point, I'll get home, I'll make either a protein shake or a smoothie bowl, and that'll be it for the day. And then I'll go to bed and do it all over again. So that's the new plan that I'm going to stick to. I think doing it after work prioritizes working out, and it leaves less room for those errors of, oh, I'll do it after this, or after me and Dre go to brunch, or after. It's so many afters and afters and afters that I just haven't been prioritizing. So the goals are basically to be consistent this year, because I have not been consistent. And by consistent, I mean sticking to the plan straight through, which is working out 5 days a week, running this marathon probably sometime. I mean, we about to enter March. It's I think a 12-week training plan. So that would be June. Sometime in June, I would run the marathon. And then 4 days a week, I'd be doing strength training. So that will be the plan. And again, right after work, so it's done. And then whatever time is left to do stuff, cool. If there's no time left, hey, the workout was done.
Right.
I don't know if you're about to ask, but a lot of times we ask each other about priorities. So I'll just answer that my priority is the running.
Right.
So if there's a day when I have to say, hey, I don't have enough time today for whatever reason, or maybe energy, maybe I'm really tired and I feel like I don't have energy to go work out and do strength training for an hour and change and then jump on the treadmill, well, then I'm just going to do the run. So that will be my priority, because I want to get this marathon off the checklist. I know I said I want to see if I could do a marathon, and I have not been as consistent as I needed to be to do it. And so now I want to get that off the checklist. Maybe after that, I'll reevaluate. But for now, that's the plan.
That's a pretty good goals. So first of all, no sponsorship involved, but shout out to that Strong app. I got mad people using that app.
It's a great app.
All my clients use it. You know, I'm
it's always a great app. I love it.
People on it, and everyone says the same thing. And I love the app as well. You know, because especially I tell people what we do all the time. I'm like, look, it's a great app. Share your stuff with me. If I'm training,
Right.
if I'm coaching you, I can see where you're at. I could tell you where to tweak. And I tell people what we do. And I'm like, me and my boy have been doing it for years now, and it's just to inspire each other to be like, hey,
yeah,
that's what I accomplished today.
Right.
You know,
Send the stats right over.
Send the stats right over. So it's a great app. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by it at all, but
right.
You know, it's dope and it's free. And they do have a paid version, but you can get a lot done with the free version.
Yeah. I was about to say, I don't even know what that looks like. I'd be rocking with the free one, and it'd be good as gold for me.
Yeah.
So those are the goals, and yeah, the Strong app is pretty fly. Definitely Definitely would be cool to get a sponsorship from them, but just showing love to where, giving props where props are due. Now,
Right.
speaking of giving props, a lot of people have been giving props to Ozempic. Since, and we were the first cats to talk about it that I know of. But now
Right.
it's the hottest shit out since sliced bread. It's all over the streets. It's all over Hollywood. And recently, Ozzy Osbourne's daughter was asked on a red carpet about Ozempic and what does she think about it. And she went on to say, and I'm going to paraphrase, maybe in editing I'll put the clip in, let's see. But she basically said that it's much better than, boring ass working out. And there's a lot of haters. And that the haters are either secretly using it or they just broke and can't afford it. I said, wow, we got to have some fun with this one, baby. So, Dre, what you think about her comments and the Ozempics right there on the Ozempics?
Well, first of all, I mean, I took slight offense, not big. It's a little slight offense because, what she's saying is that, well, working out is boring.
Mm-hmm.
And, I profusely disagree.
Right.
I think working out is fun and should be seen as a reward. If you have such a schedule, especially in this, what we call this first world country,
right,
where, because there's a lot of people in other countries that they don't have a gym and they don't have to worry about working out because they got to work 15 hours a day,
right,
walking with 50 pounds of whatever on their head to and fro with a baby in the front and a baby in the back,
right,
just to stay alive, to make $2 for the day.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? So if you live in a place where you have the time because of luxury to go to a gym for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, that shouldn't be seen as torture. That should be seen as a reward. Like, you earn enough money.
It's a great perspective.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we got to look at the worldwide perspective here. I think we get caught in our own little bubbles.
We sure do. And that was a great fucking perspective.
You know what I'm saying? We only see things based on this little bubble here. But if you live in a place where you can work for a little bit, your day is over, and now you have all this time left that you can voluntarily on your own go do something that you enjoy, and some of that stuff might be working out, I say you lucky. In the grander scheme of things, you're very, very lucky. And so it shouldn't be seen as torture or boring. It should be seen as a reward. You get to do this thing,
right,
that a lot of people can't do. And if you're doing it right, you should be doing things that you enjoy. And as we have said in this pod so many times, it doesn't have to be the gym,
right,
but you find something active that you like to do.
Absolutely.
I don't care if it's Taibo or CrossFit or whatever you might like, riding your bike, getting on some skates, going out dancing, salsa, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you're into, find that thing that you like, that you enjoy, and let that be your workout.
Right.
Workouts should not be boring. They should be really fun and exciting, and you should be having fun while you're doing it. But if you just want to be a lazy ass, then yeah, they created something for you.
Right. That you got to take for the rest of your life. And,
right.
And cost $300 a month for some shit.
Or more.
Right.
Or more, but
because I can't even remember at this point.
Yeah.
And it's on back order, by the way, for those who don't know. It's a whole
so
other
because
topic.
So when we first started talking about this, it was about 300, maybe 500. But because it's on back order, there's a lot of demand now, as we know. Supply and demand. When the demand is really high and the supply is low, price goes up.
That's right.
So now the price has increased, and it is way more than when we first talked about it.
Mm-hmm. And
so you might have to be very affluent to afford it now. It's out of the reach of so many people.
Thanks, Oprah.
And right. And I guess this is what she's talking about, is that, people are hating because they can't afford it, or people are feeling so guilty that they have to secretly, use it. First of all, with the secretly use it, listen, be proud. If you use it, it's here for you. knock yourself out. But I still would challenge you to try to find something you like to do. You can't tell me that there's no physical activity on this planet that you just enjoy. The only thing you want to do is just sit on the couch, watch TV, and drink your drink. You don't want to take a walk. You don't want to, enjoy outside, go hiking. There's zero that you like to do. I don't believe that.
Right.
And if it is, you got a way bigger problem than your weight. That's what I have to say.
Oh man, that was quick. All right, let me say this. Listen, Miss Osborne, not all of us come from a rich daddy. Not all of us are privileged in the many ways that you are as a white, rich woman. We just not. There's a lot of us who are not able to just do that. We're not born into money. We're not on reality TV shows as teenagers. We're not just getting checks from all these different places, and we're not on red carpets. There's a lot of us who don't have those privileges, rich white lady. But I think it's wrong for you to say that cats can't afford it and that's why they're haters. There are some people who can afford it, but just have no interest in taking it. That don't mean that they're haters. If I had Oprah money, I still wouldn't take Ozempic. Because one, I don't want to take anything for the rest of my life. And two, I enjoy the challenges of working out. Right now, I'm the biggest I've been since before COVID. I'm 212 right now. It's nasty. But I enjoy the challenge of, all right, what can I do now? I enjoy the challenge of, but watch my bounce back. Watch when I'm in the mediums and the smalls in a couple months. I enjoy that. So even if I had Oprah money, I wouldn't get Ozempic. And it don't make me a hater because I'm broke. Because even if I could afford it, my stance would be the same. So really, I just want to say, Miss Osborne, get the fuck out of here with this privilege bullshit. I'm going to keep it fun. That's my stance.
I dig it, man. No, and you're right. When you said there are plenty of people who are, millionaires that got her money or more than what she has, who decided, I don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
When we look at people,
Mark Zuckerberg is training for MMA.
Right. We poke fun at people like The Rock and Chris Hemsworth and stuff like that. And we're not saying they're not taking anything, but they're not deciding, well, I'm just going to sit on my ass, and that's actors. We could put them in a different category.
Sure.
But there are plenty of people who have lots of money, who have wealth that go from generation to generation, who don't do that.
Right.
They're not secretly not taking it. They just decided, no, I don't want to get down like that. So
yeah. You think David Goggins would take Ozempic? No. You think if Kobe was alive, he'd take Ozempic? No. Right. Them cats got mad bread at this. Well, Kobe's not here, but Kobe died a millionaire. He wouldn't be interested in Ozempic. And Goggins is currently a multi-millionaire. MMA fighters are now paying Goggins mad bread to train them. And guess what? I'm sure Goggins still has no interest as a rich guy who's getting to be even more wealthy about Ozempic.
Or let's look at it on the situation that she's in. Let's look at the sons and daughters of rich people, right? So we know Arnold Schwarzenegger has kids, right? He has a kid that looks just like him from outside his marriage. He's not taking Ozempic. Nope. He has access to mad loot. He has brothers and sisters, from the marriage. They're not taking Ozempic.
Right.
They're doing their thing. And one of his daughters is married to, the dude from what's the Marvel joint, the raccoon and all this. What's that cat?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
The dude from Guardians of the Galaxy. That cat is married to his daughter.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Didn't know that.
Is she? Yeah, he is. Is she taking Ozempic? You know what I'm saying? She has access to mad loot.
Right.
So it's like there's a lot of people who are in the same situation you're in, a son or a daughter of millionaires, and they choose not to take that.
Right.
You choose to take it, and like most people, you want to front like, oh, everyone's doing what I'm doing. No, everyone is not doing what you're doing. You're doing that, and that's okay. You chose to do that. That's fine. I don't hate on you for it.
Right.
Only thing I hate on you is saying that, well, everybody must be doing it because I'm doing it. No.
Right.
No. You're doing it.
And even
You
if she
know?
wasn't doing it, it's still not a reason to call niggas broke because they don't want to take it.
Right.
Why niggas
Right.
gotta be broke because they don't want to take it? Why they just can't why they can't just have a stance that's different than yours?
Yeah. And that's true. You know what I'm saying? That's absolutely true. It's like, yeah, you know, if everyone had the same access to money, who knows what they would do? But so what? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're right. You're going to call people broke or they can't afford it or whatever because if they could, they'd be taking Ozempic? No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily. And there's plenty of people who just choose not to do that. You know, that's just your thing.
Right.
A lot of people, like I said, actually enjoy whatever it is that they're doing, you know, to stay, you know, the way they want to look.
Right.
You know, that might be yoga. There's millions of people taking yoga right now as we speak, you know, hot yoga, all kinds of stuff. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you mean to tell me there's no physical activity that you enjoy? You're going to say all workouts are boring.
Right.
All of them,
Right.
every single one in the world. None of them kettlebells, nothing is fun.
Right.
You know, I don't get that. I don't get that.
And on the last note, let me remind you that when we came up here and read the instructions for Ozempic, one of them was not only eating properly, but being active.
Diet and exercise. We said it. We said it like you said. To me, we were one of the first people talking about it. I haven't seen people talking about it before we did. We were talking about it long ago. But it's all good. But yeah, we saw on there for Ozempic, which they turned it to Wegovy. I hope I'm not mixing that up again. But it's like, you know, same thing. This works best with diet and exercise. So it's still not meant for you to sit on your ass and do nothing.
Right.
Anyway.
So go do that boring exercise. And on that
Get
note,
your ass up off the couch and find something you like, and you probably really enjoy yourself. It's not boring.
right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we getting up out of here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. We will see y'all real soon.
Peace. Stay strong.